Okay.
Walks across the stage, remember that? You can cheer, and you should cheer when Mr. Kiesling tells you to put the tassels over, but wait for him to introduce you to the rest of the audience. Channel 7 is here, Record Advertiser is here, there are some other reporters. You are going to be on the news. Make it look good. We don't want anybody going any cast. If you'll notice already, there are some older people and handicapped people sitting in the audience. I don't want a cap flying and hitting somebody. Keep it classy. When you walk down, make sure you remain standing. Don't forget, for the Pledge of Allegiance, guys, you got don't forget to take off your cap, and you don't return it until after the benediction. No fun and games. You're doing it for your parents. And if you're not going to do it for your parents, do it for the person next to his parents. Keep it classy. Look dignified. Stay together when you're in line. When you exit, you're exiting the recessional after the ceremony. You're coming right back up here to get your diplomas. I'll be up here also. Please don't embarrass us. We don't want to embarrass you. Does anybody have any questions? Do not throw your programs around anywhere. In about 2 minutes, I'm going to let your mothers and fathers in here. That means you have to remain quiet. Thank you. A very good reminder. If you walk in front of it, just fall off. Walk in front of the chairs, though, and go out that way. Watch me. I'll be there to help. Go on,
with the invocation. I ask you to all please stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and national anthem.
Dear Lord, thank you for delivering us safely today for what is the greatest moment of our high school careers. Today we celebrate 4 years of memories, hopes, dreams, laughter, tears, education, family, and our dearest friends. Today may also be the last time that we will be together as a whole. However, this is not a farewell to the class of 1990. This is only the beginning of nearly 300 lives that have dreamed about this very special day. We look toward the future with carefully selected goals and the expectations of success and happiness. In various ways, we all have fears of what lies beyond Kenmore East, but yet we are all individually eager to accept the challenges of adulthood. We ask you, Lord, to watch over us today and to guide us through the many obstacles that the world has to offer. We also ask you to protect our families, friends, teachers, advisors, and administrators who have watched us mature and grow over the past 4 years. May their efforts be reflections of our future. In thy name we pray. Amen.
Diane Steffen, Booster Club President, will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the National Anthem, which will be led by Company of Song soloist Jessica Debo.
Will the male graduates please remove their caps? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I would like to introduce the officers and advisors of the class of 1990, and I will ask them to stand as I read their names. Treasurer, Nancy Peta. Secretary, Andrea Bergio. Vice President, Gina Grillo. Mara Dermer. I'll let you folks be seated, okay? And I'd like to introduce as well the advisors to the class of 1990, and they are Mrs. Beverly Campachero, Nancy Hayden. They would like to say a couple of thank yous right now, so Nancy.
As usual, guys, I'm doing the talking and she's doing the standing. But this has been a very unique class, and all your parents should be very, very proud of you, every single one. We've had 4 different sets of officers throughout the years, and we've also had some hangers-on that have been with us for 4 years whenever we needed them, whenever we needed some help, whenever we needed some work to be done. And these are we'd like to recognize them at this time. And when they receive their diplomas from Mr. Kiesling, we have a little something for them. Melissa Bizzaro, Kristen Baumgartner, Tina Bonji, Nancy Peda, Nancy, Jennifer Mack, Renee Scanio, and Lori Taylor. Thank you so much, everyone.
And now Nancy Peda would like to make a presentation herself. Nancy.
Throughout our 4 years of high school, we have come in contact with many, many people. Few, however, have made lasting impressions, like the following 3 people. I don't know if you're all aware of this, but Mr. Kiesling is leaving Kenmore East to work at the administration building next year. But you're not fooling any of us, Mr. Kiesling. We realize how much you adored our class, and we know how difficult it would have been to return to the lonely halls of Kenmore East next September without us there. We know taking this new job is merely a front to hide the depression you would have been feeling without us. On behalf of the senior class, I would like to thank you, Mr. Kiesling, for all you've done for us and wish you the best of luck. At this time, I'd also like to thank 2 very special people, our class advisors, Ms. Hagan and Mrs. Campachero. Without their everlasting support, continuous smiles, and wonderful sense of humor, our class would not have been so successful. Through their efforts and guidance, we were able to not only grow together as a class, but also on our own as individuals.
They really are classy kids.
Ms. Campachero, did you want to... As you all know, Ms. Campachero does not particularly like stages nor large audiences, so her feelings are well understood, I think, by the entire class of 1990. We recognize those. We have 2 very special people, and I have the distinctive privilege and advantage of introducing Thomas Adams and Suzanne Perry, 2 of the outstanding seniors of the graduation class, who will be our speakers this afternoon. Thomas will be the first speaker, and followed by Suzanne. Tom?
When I was asked to give one of the speeches at graduation, I must admit I was pretty psyched about it. I figured I'd give an inspirational speech, tell everybody how we've just begun to live and how all the good things in life are ahead of us. I wanted everybody to know that we shouldn't hang on to our memories too tightly because they might hold us back in years to come. However, I was asked to focus my speech on something we have no control of, the past. After sulking for a couple hours and getting into some arguments at work, I began to think. And the things that I thought of were what I think most of the seniors have been thinking about lately. That is, all the wonderful things that we've experienced in our 4-year stay at Kenmore East, and how our time there is now over. It was a somber thought. We could never go back and relive those times. I found myself doing exactly what I wanted to tell everyone not to do. That night, while I was reading some of the speeches from past graduations, I came to a realization. I realized that it's all right to hold on to our memories. That's what they're there for. Just because we can't go back shouldn't make those memories painful for us. I now understand that it will be impossible for us to go on without carrying these meaningful memories of high school with us. Here are some of the things that I think are some of the more memorable things that have happened in the class of 1990. Hopefully most of us will recall the infamous Orange Crush sale in our freshman year. I think it's still being sold at a discount at some of our dances. Then for us who have played sports, we all know the feeling of the initiations we received by the older members of the teams. And then we realized what partying really meant by watching the upperclassmen. All those involved will never forget the senior show and all the effort that went into it, and all the activities of those campouts in Zor Valley. The class of 1990 also experienced pain, though. We were saddened by the death of a senior in 1988, but from this we learned to look out for one another a little bit more. We also witnessed the passing of one of the greatest men in the world, Mr. McLaren. This made us aware of how fragile life really is. I'm sure many of you will agree with me that one of our few regrets about our stay at Kenmore East is that we didn't get to know Mr. Mack a little bit better. But let's remember the good times as well. Whether it was just hanging out with our friends, the trips to Cleveland with the hockey team, doing the worm at the prom, or the senior cheer at this year's pep rally. We've experienced the pain and joys of growing up together. When we look back on all that's happened to us and everything about high school, the memories that we have made and the friends that we have will always be with us. We will be able to face the puzzlement and uncertainty of the future with the knowledge that we have the support of each of our former classmates. This will keep us going through our toughest of times. This day may close the book on high school, but not on our friends and the things that we can do and accomplish. We have to start to really live, and our potential is unlimited. It just depends on how badly we want success and happiness. And our message today to our friends and relatives in the audience, to the faculty and administration, to the world, the class of 1990 wants it bad. And so, as we move on from the halls of Kenmore East, let's not leave with a sad look in our eyes because high school is over. Let us instead move on with fire in our eyes to our next plateau, and the next, and so on. Let's use all we've learned and experienced from our 4 years to help us reach our goals. In closing, I'd like to share a passage from a speech Theodore Roosevelt made in 1910. It's called Dare Greatly. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbled or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit instead belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, who at worst fails, but fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. To the class of 1990, this is it, folks. It's our turn to discover and invent. It's our turn to lead the world. It's our time to just do it and seize our days. Our time is now. Let's get busy.
I'm sure you all felt the same way today when the music started playing and we walked up onto the speech. It finally sunk in. Graduation's really here, and I hope that we can just stop for a second and remember it and think about it now because, God, before we know it, it'll be over. That's kind of scary, but what we have to concentrate on is what we move on to, and there's a lot of things in the future for us. I guess those of you that know me know that I tend to be a bit sarcastic. I guess you'd call me a pessimist. But today is different. Today, I can't help feeling optimistic, positive, if you will, about the future. It seems that whenever we try and think about the future, we have to think a little bit about the past first. Today is the day for that. We've made some great friends and had some fabulous memories over the past 4 years. Today is the day to recall those great times and maybe shed a tear or two over what we'll be leaving behind. But today is much more. Today is the day to look forward. Our best times are yet to come. First, I'd like us all to think back in time a few years. All the way back to September 9th, 1986. That was the first time that we, the class of 90, walked through the doors of Kenmore East. It's hard to remember back that far, I know. As seniors, it's sometimes tough to remember what happened last weekend, let alone what happened 4 years ago. But try to remember how we felt as we walked through those doors. We were mere freshmen, filled with fear and trepidation, overwhelmed by this huge new school that would soon become our own. Were we afraid we'd be trampled by the seniors? Did we miss the comfortable halls and familiar faces of our middle schools? Were we just confused, lost in those orange and green halls that we now know all too well? Or were we thinking about other things? What were our plans for that weekend? What time would we show up at the freshman dance? Whatever it was we felt, we were also filled with excitement and great hope. We were the class of 1990, and already we knew there were great things in store for us. Today, we prepare to pass through another set of doors. As we step out of the doors of Shays Buffalo and into the future, we may experience many of those same emotions. Yes, we may be a little sad to leave behind the friendships and memories we've formed at KE. We may be a little bit afraid of what the future holds for us. We may even be thinking of other things. Which graduation party will we hit first? But we are also full of excitement. We are also full of hope. We are the class of 1990. We are the future. When I think of that future, I can't help but think of the words my friend Colleen used on a college visit we took last September. She took a look at the campus. She saw the people, new and strange to her, but exciting because they were different. She saw the dorms, a bit messy, but personalized, individual rooms, each of which said something about their owners. She smelled the campus. The fresh air mingled with the faint odor of stale beer and dirty laundry. She took a deep breath and announced, "I'm ready." She was right. She is ready. We're all ready for whatever the future holds. Whether that means college or a job right away in the real world, we are ready. A perceptive friend once told me, high school is a time in which we build our tolerance for life. We've done that. Believe it or not, we've learned quite a bit at East. Oh, not only our classes, we've also learned from our experiences. We've learned to deal with people. We've learned to build friendships. And most of all, we've learned to work toward our goals. Today, we've all reached one goal, graduation. That's right, congratulations, you've made it. We've all made it. Tomorrow, we move on to other goals. We build a bit of fond farewell to the building that is Kenmore East, and to the people that make it so much more than just a building. We thank all those who have helped us through these 4 years. To our parents, to our advisors, to our families, to our teachers, and to all of our friends, we say thanks. What you've taught us has not only made today possible, it will help us to make the most of the years to come. And that's something I know we can do. I look at this final copy of the Estonian, and I see a lot of goals. True, not all of them are completely serious, but each of us does have goals. We are Kenmore East class of 90. There has never been and will never be a class like ours, and each of us has the power to do and be all that we want. Today we have the freedom to start our own lives. We will reach our goals, and we will make you all proud of us in all that we do. To anyone who would dare get in our way, I say look out, move over. The class of 1990 is unleashed. Thank you.
Real special thanks to Suzanne and Thomas for their wonderful speeches. The reason really for having student speeches at graduation is that I believe that the graduation ceremony is a student ceremony, and the students should be the ones responsible for making the speeches. The other part of that is I really don't like making speeches, and I figure they do one heck of a better job than I do. And I'm very appreciative of the job that Tom and Suzanne, for example, just did. Let's give them a big hand again, okay? I'd also like to thank Mr. John Hathaway, our band director at Kenmore East, and the Kenmore East Stage Band for performing to us this afternoon. And now for our musical selections, I'd like to call upon Director Mr. Thomas Doyle and Company of Song, who will provide us with those selections. Mr. Doyle.
game isn't easy. So much at stake and so much could go wrong. So many tempting distractions trying to tear me away.
But look at me now, I have conquered them all.
Like Cinderella, I've come to them all. Nothing can stop me, I'm ready to fly away. This is my shining hour. I chose to buy a reunion when I become one with the sun. And I'll look back on Venus, I'll look back on Mars, and I'll burn with the fire of 10 million stars. We are the emperors now, and we are the stars, and in time we will all be. I sing the mighty black dress, I celebrate the ancient laws. I toast to my reunion when I become one with the sun. And in time we will all be stars.
Thank you, Mr. Doyle, and the fantastic company of song. I think Mr. Doyle's in big trouble, though. I saw 20 tassels up there, and he's going to have to do a little more recruiting, I guess. He's losing 20 of his finest. But at any rate, thank you so much, Mr. Doyle. And now we begin what I consider to be a special part of our program, where we recognize the special accomplishments of our graduates through the presentation of awards. But before the presentation of awards, I'd like to make a few comments and observations about you, the class of 1990. I'm certainly glad to be here in this beautiful theater for our second time on this 31st anniversary of the Kenmore East commencement exercises. It's been a very special class to me. In a way, as I mentioned at graduation rehearsal, we're both celebrating our graduations from Kenmore East at the same time. Both you, the class of 1990, and me as principal. I have, as you already know, some of you at least, that accepted promotion as administrative assistant to the superintendent at the administration building, which isn't really too far away. So I can keep tabs on the former students, and I'm not too far away for some of you people when you wanted to visit Kenmore East in the future. But I indeed will cherish those memories, and thank goodness, Tom, as you indicated in your speech, they can't take the memories away from us. We have a right, we're entitled to them, and they're fantastic memories being with you all. Of course, this is my 12th commencement at Kenmore East, and I'm only the second principal of Kenmore East in the 31 commencement exercises. I did speak with Mr. Alwitzig this week, who said that he wouldn't be able to come to the commencement, but thanked me very much for the invitation. But Mr. Alwitzig and myself are, in 31 years of history of Kenmore East, are the only two principals, and now you will have a third. We've had some very special friendships, especially the contacts on a daily basis. You've been a special class. I think more importantly for your accomplishments. What we're all about is education and academic accomplishments, and I'd ask that they bring up the lights if at all possible in the house for just a few moments here. There are 58 students who are graduating with honors. and I don't know if they heard me or not. I'd like you to bring up the house lights, please, a little bit. And I'd like to ask, it's very little. They're probably on a coffee break there, a little bit. I'd like those honors graduates, and take a look at them. I have a hard time seeing with these spotlights. I'd like 58 graduating seniors with honors to please stand. Would you all stand, please? Let's give them a big... I'd like to also bring to your attention that there were 61 New York State Regents scholarships. That's all right. Just keep the lights up for a few more minutes, okay? Because I'm going to ask a few more people to stand. But the 61 New York State Regents scholarships won by 24% of the class. In my 12 years, this is the finest. That's the largest percentage of the class ever receiving Regents scholarships. And if you look on the back pages of your program, the very last page and the inside last page, you'll note the 76 scholarships that were won by the class of 1990. That's 14 more than last year, which was a larger class. That's 20 more than 2 years ago, which was even a larger class. So that is indeed amazing. I'd also like to commend 5 Empire State Scholarships of Excellence. There are only 1,000 of those offered in the state of New York. They were brought home to Kenmore East by, and I would ask these students to please stand, Louis Gerard, Brian Hipsiak, Asa Pollock, Greg Morphy, and Suzanne Perry. National Merit Scholarship won by Suzanne Perry. The Robert C. Byrd. The Robert C. Byrd is the creme de la creme. It's an honor scholarship. It's the top of the batch in New York State. There are only 10 of them offered in each of the congressional districts in the state of New York, and that is a total of 340 scholarships in the state of New York, Robert C. Byrd scholarships. And we had 3 seniors in our school receive the Robert C. Byrd Scholarship of Excellence. I think that east of Syracuse, there were only 2 public schools. One was Gage Chili, and the other is Kenmore East. Only 2 public high schools that received, their students received that many Robert C. Byrd scholarships. So I would like to ask that those seniors please stand. Louis Gerard, Asif Kalik, and Suzanne Perry. I think beyond and in addition to the academic awards that you have won and the accomplishments that you have had, has been your involvement and the leadership in the activities of Kenmore East. The mystery of Edwin Drood, the fantastic prom at the Hyatt Regency in downtown Buffalo, the safe after prom breakfast was very well attended back at Kenmore East. And the yearbook, which is undoubtedly a model for years to come. I guess a model in that it didn't use either blue or gold on the cover. Now, some people received criticism. I thought it was kind of nice. It was a fantastic yearbook, and congratulations to all of those who made that possible. It is time now to recognize some of your friends with special awards because, believe me, we're very proud of you. And I know Mr. Knockreiner, Ms. Field, and myself will all personally miss you. And the awards portion is a significant part of our graduation ceremony. It's a tradition that goes back, obviously, 31 years. The purpose is to recognize the outstanding accomplishments of a few who are merely a representative sampling. And the groupings are in the areas of service, athletics, leadership, and scholarship. Each recipient receives an individual plaque as well as having their name engraved on a large plaque displayed at Kenmore East. Assisting me in the presentation of these awards will be Assistant Principals Mr. Wayne Knockreiner and Ms. Barbara Field. I would ask that you please hold your applause until all the names in each category have been read. The first area of service is in the area of service, and the first award is the PTSA. And the Parent Teacher Student Association Award goes to the following 5 outstanding seniors for service. They are Angela Birdie, Mara Narmi, Scott Earhart, Nancy Peda, and Tom Ryan. Would you please come forward? In the area of service also is the Principal's Award, which goes to 4 seniors who provided exceptional service to Kenmore East, and they are presented to Brian Dipsiak, Sue Salvatore, Janet Payne, and Lori Taylor. Superintendent of schools in the Kenmore Town of Tonawanda School District. A fantastic leader, and that's why from the very beginning of an opening of the school, we had a Frank C. Densberger Award for leadership, and it goes to 5 seniors who've demonstrated exceptional leadership and outstanding character. The class of 1990 award winners are Tom Adams, Doug Anderson, Michelle Davis, Kristen DiLiberto, and Amy Thumpster. Family Award. And this for scholarship, as I said, it goes to 5 seniors. They are Louis Gerard, Ryan Nipsiak, Asaf Kalik, Greg Courtney, and Suzanne Perry. We have in the area of occupational education a student award. It's presented to a senior who's demonstrated exceptional achievement and dedication in 1990, and the award this year goes to Jennifer Pedley. Would Jennifer please stand? Obviously, there's a number 1 and a number 2 in the class, and most of you know who they are. We want to recognize them at this point. The valedictorian, the number 1 position, the highest academic average in your class, the award goes to, and a medal goes to Suzanne Perry. The salutatorian award for the second highest academic average goes to Greg Courtney. Greg?
Repeated, excuse me, Mr. Kiesling, and excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. We are not concluded with bestowing honors this afternoon. As you've already learned, Mr. Kiesling will be assuming a position at the administration building this summer. He has been the principal of Kenmore East since March 13, 1979. He has accomplished a great deal, most of which you already know. A national presenter, a leader in curriculum development, a leader in staff development. But I thought I'd mention a couple of things that you may not be aware of. All of you received a curriculum handbook that lists course descriptions and graduation requirements. Mr. Kiesling initiated that project. Our student handbook and calendar, Mr. Kiesling initiated. And one I'm sure at least 1 or 2 of our seniors are familiar with, our conduct discipline referral system was initiated by Mr. Kiesling. The point is that Mr. Kiesling has endeavored to keep parents informed, to keep the home informed, to help parents work with their sons and daughters so that they would have good education, to give them enough information to make good, solid choices and decisions. Those things are very important, and it makes a difference in our scholarship winners. In addition to that, Mr. Kiesling has, in one way or another, enabled or touched every single person sitting in this audience, let alone the thousands that went before them. In recognition of his accomplishments, in recognition of this being his last graduation as principal of Kenmore East, we would like to award Mr. Kiesling an honorary 1990 Kenmore East diploma. please help me.
That wasn't really on the script for some reason. Thank you very much. It is indeed an honor. I really don't deserve the honor. As Charles Durning said when he received his Tony Award for Cat on a Hot Tin Roof this spring, he says, I might paraphrase it, he says, I have arthritis. I can say I have MS and I don't deserve that either, but I accept it. I accept it very graciously. I'm certainly going to miss everyone connected with Kenmore East. Kenmore East is not, to me, bricks and mortar. Kenmore East is people. It's young people and it's staff members, and those are the people that I'm going to miss most because of the close contact with them over the years. But at any rate, thank you so very much. Appreciate it. Assisting me in the awarding of diplomas, now that I can get back to it, I have to check the time again. Assisting me in the awarding of the diplomas this afternoon will be my good friend and the Kenmore East English Department Chairperson, Mr. Robert Biddy, who will be reading the names. Also assisting will be class advisors, Mrs. Campuchero and Ms. Hagen, pardon. And they will be handing me diploma covers. So at this time, I will turn the program over to Mr. McBitty. Mr. McBitty, please.
Thank you. Mr. Kiesling, on behalf of the faculty and staff at Kenmore East, it's really my privilege to present each member of the graduating class of 1990. The first to graduate will be those students who are on the stage at this time. Patricia Derman. Gina Marie Rillo. Nancy Louise Peta. Andrea Bergio. Thomas Edward Adams with honors. Suzanne P. Perry with honors. Douglas Gunnar Anderson with honors. Amy Louise Thumser with honors. Diane Marie Steffen with honors. Jessica Melanie Elizabeth Debo with honors. The next group will be senior members of our band. Walter Edward Klein III. Christian Michael Thorne. Paul Allen Granger. Todd Michael Macon. Next will be the senior members of the Company of Song. Angela Phyllis Bertie. Catherine Ann Reeves. Cheryl Ann Uji. Michelle Suzanne Davis. Brian Joseph Deck. Lisa Ann Alexis Franco. James C. Franklin. Jennifer Diane Gill, with honor. Daniel Lewis Kroll. Kara Kelly McArdle. Jennifer Lynn Rance. Corina N. Riccata. Tracy Lee Rosenhan, with honor. Michael Patrick Skalski. Laura Lynn Taylor, with honor. Timothy Peter Wright. The next three students constitute a first at Kenmore East. At the request of members of the graduating class, it is a pleasure to present three BOCES students who will receive IEP diplomas this afternoon. And now, the rest of the class of 1990. John Robert Adams. Casey John Allen. Leslie Aquilina. Nicole Aquilina. Ralph Aquino. Michael Arenosi. Joanne Arena. Christine Lynn Axrod. Dawn Marie Audino. Robert M. Barnard. Kristen Lynn Baumgartner, with honor. Scott Robert Bechtel, with honor. Lynn Marie Belfay. Tara Michelle Benz, with honor. Christopher Paul Betts. Melissa Marie Bizarro. Darren M. Bonafide. Christina Marie Bonji, with honors. Kevin Robert Borden, with honors. Bossinger with honors. Paul Anthony Broad. Kevin Michael Bruder. Joanne Berg. Joseph Leo Berg. Trisha Ann Berg with honors. Marcy Lee Butler with honors. Lorraine Michelle Callahan with honors. Donald D. Campanella. Lisa M. Shirelli. Brian T. Shivalewski with honors. Ryan Scott Coffey. Charles Paniglio. Christine Curran. Shabu Lani Danisa. Lisa Lynette DeRose with honors. Tate Jason Dillon. Michael Anthony Dermy. Jennifer Ann DiCarlo. Gregory John Dixon. Kristen Ann De La Berta with honors. Christopher William Dill. Bridget Ann DeSalvo with honors. Maria Dispenza. Jennifer Lee Dodrill. Eric W. Dutchman. J. Patterson Aberhart. John Harold Edholm Jr. with honors. Scott Thomas Earhart. John Michael Evans. Kelly Ann Everett. Lisa Pauline Hall. Roy John Anuti. Jessica Laura Fitzgerald with honors. David Michael Flaherty. Stephanie Fontana. Jennifer Jean Frank with honors. Nancy Eileen Frichette. Deborah Ann Freehall. Scott Matthew Freehall. Christine Susan Gallagher with honors. Louis David Gerard with honors. Alicia Graves. Kelly Ann Greco. Paul Arthur Bruck. Laura Ann Gullickson with honors. Pamela Maureen Haberer. Heather R. Hagman. Nicole Hannaford. Brian Todd Penipsiak with honors. Tracy Ann Penipsiak. Anne Christine Harris. Paul Anthony Hennessy. Christopher A. Hoffman with honors. Kimberly Ann Holbrook. Jennifer Lynn Hubbard with honors. Jennifer Ann Huber with honors. Barbara Lynn Hall. Mark C. Incorbia. Tina Marie Ubino. Kimberly Rose Izzard with honors. Jason Allen Jesberg. Amy Margaret Jordan. John A. Joseph IV. Frank Joseph Jurek III. Michael Kegelmacher with honors. Stephen Michael Kamen with honors. Jeffrey David Kessler. Mark M. Kessler. Asim Khalek with honors. Sung Kim with honors. Tammy Kitchens. Todd Kleiman. Stephen Douglas Close. Rebecca Ann Holt. Lisa Christina Komorowski. Gregory Howard Courtney with honors. Jennifer Amy Kodak with honors. John Mark Grant. Eugene Kushner. Jennifer Ann Lahowski. Janine Marie Lombardo. Brian Dennis Lotempio. Lawrence Joseph Lotempio. Louis R. Loval. Robert John Lowe. Jennifer E. Knapp with honors. Robert Douglas Mall. Mark John Manzella. David Joseph Orozco. Jennifer Marie Marchese. Jennifer Marion Marshall. Karen Lynn Massman. Amy Marie Mayer. Julie Ann McDonald. Matthew M. McKenna. Jeffrey Adam Meyer. Emily Beth Miller. Michelle Maria Morabito. Deborah Elizabeth Moran. Michelle Kathleen Murphy. Lisa Erin Myers with honors.
Mr. Knockreiner will present his daughter's diploma.
Wendy Ann Knockreiner with honors. Tara Ann Nair with honors. Eric David Napoli with honors. Stephen John Knight. Christopher Raymond Noble. Donna Marie Nato. Andrew Thomas Novak. Blaine R. Nowosin. James Joseph Odo with honors. Carrie Ann O'Donnell. Melissa Lee Olson. Michael Pedisi Jr. Thomas Joseph Heil. Thomas J. Palato. Dawn Prescott. Michelle Teresa Pritchard, with honors. Jason Eastman Protzman. Brandon Stephen Radis. Brett Christopher Rainey. Sean Patrick Riley. Kevin Michael Reiser. Janine Rapetta, with honors. Peter P. Reedy, Jr. Erica Lynn Robinson. Amy Elizabeth Rodman. Valerie Lynn Rogers. Thomas Christopher Wright. Carla Soleno. Brenda J. Salvatore. Susan Rose Salvatore. Gary David Santoro. Jonathan Stephen Saunders, with honors. Kevin Douglas Sawyer. Renee Scanio, with honors. Laura Ann Schenk. Tara Marisa Chapin. Chad Michael Schlee. Cheryl Ann Chivetta. Stephen Robert Scott. William T. Seiler. Sal Joseph Sidoti. Anthony Soul. Karen Marie Stanson. Jeffrey S. Stoppinger. Leslie Joanna Stock. Robert Stokes. Janelle M. Stutzman. Aaron Mark Sugar, with honors. Kathleen Selecki. Christopher John Sweeney. Tracy Marie Thompson. Phil Michael Tadaro. Mary Jane Carol Tomasula, with honors. Madeline Lee Trader. Jennifer Laurel Tudor. Stephen Michael Van Natten. Mark Vizzi. Matthew Michael Walsh. James Peter Wasura, with honors. Tracy Ann Weiss, with honors. David West. Lisa Marie Westbrook, with honors. Todd M. Whiteman. Chantel Simone Williams. Rachel Lee Wiseman. Sandra Bach. Kevin Whitehead. Robert Yanks. Albert Zarcone. Lisa Marie Zimba. Melanie Ann Zimmerman.
Thank you, Mr. McVitie. I'd like to ask the graduates to rise and remain standing, please. Graduates, please now place your tassels on the right. Ladies and gentlemen, I now present the graduated class of 1990. Let's give it a Ladies and gentlemen, I ask everyone to please rise and remain standing for the benediction given by Amy Thumpster, Student Senate President.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, as we go through this transition in our lives and the many sure to face us in the future, help us to discover the potential inside each of us to be whatever we want to be, to find the energy to do whatever we want to do. Guide us in our dreams and goals, to imagine ourselves as we would like to be, each day taking one more step toward that dream. And at those times when it seems too difficult to carry on, show us that because it is a challenge, it is all that more worthwhile to strive to accomplish that dream or goal. As a class of 90, we have come this far, Lord. And becoming the people of the future, the ones who will make the difference. Help us not only to survive our challenges today and tomorrow, but to persevere and conquer in the future as well. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen of the auditorium, I would ask you and thank you for joining us and ask you to please be seated and remain in your seats until the graduates have left the theater. I want to say congratulations myself to a fantastic, one of the most fantastic classes I've ever. This is one of the most fantastic classes I've ever had the experience to work with. I love you, and I'm going to miss you a lot. But at any rate, Mr. Hathaway, take it away.